Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. You know, when you get a shitty sequel to a movie you actually enjoyed, you're bound to get another sequel. Usually shitty, but I don't think that's the case this time. So let's review 2020's Deep Blue Sea 3.
Ugly motherfucker.
This movie starts out with Shark Team 3 heading towards an abandoned fishing village. But it's not empty. Emma Collins is there filming videos explaining rising waters and how we're destroying the environment. She's using sonar and AI, and I hope the guy from the last movie didn't hear that because he was afraid of AI. That's why he genetically manipulated these sharks to make himself smarter. Not like something like cure cancer, like the lovely Saffron Burrows did in the first movie. No, he wanted to better himself. This movie actually touches on that too. It just doesn't drop all the storylines from previous movies, which is nice. Next we see Emma swimming with sharks, and she isn't being eaten. What kind of shark movie is this? You know, finally a shark movie is giving a positive message. Too bad genetic sharks are gonna make them villains again. I mean, look at this mean-faced bastard. That was actually pretty cool, showing behavioral patterns and territorial instincts without the aggressive need to kill. Eugene Shaw is an old friend of her father's, and he's her partner on this. He has some military training, and this fishing village looks pretty cool. And then we see Richard and Lucas on their boat, and they're actually hunting the genetic sharks from the last movie. Then we meet Spinny, Emma's tech guy, and Miya, kind of her understudy, and the two people that actually live in this fishing village are weighing their options. Then they all get together for dinner, and Miya, who's from Japan, pours some shots, and we see Shark Team 3 is hanging out outside. Uh-oh. The next morning, Richard's boat comes in. He's an old classmate and ex of Emma's, and he explains that he's looking for 3 bull sharks. Richard explains that the sharks are working together and hunting in a pack, and Emma asks some good questions like, why is a double PhD hunting sharks? Genetic Labs is funding him, and he suggests that she stays out of the water until they're done, but she's a big girl. And how about this shot? Rich has his team go underwater, and Emma goes too, but she's doing her own thing, and it's a nice touch to have all these sharks and fish swimming around them that look decent and real. The hunting team splits up as they go deeper, and Emma puts cameras and sensors in blind spots where she comes across 2 Eden Great Whites. The shark cam is on her, but it's a fake out, it's just Richard. Miya has them on sensors as the team prepares to deal with the bull shark that's incoming, but this guy has a hard time letting go. Everyone gets back to the surface while Emma makes some valid points. Rich is still playing the climate change angle. Lucas has a plan to send out a sub-drone that's going to mimic the behaviors of a seal and put it in the fish nursery. Shaw's being a bit of a dick. Like, I know Rich and his friends are going to turn out to be the bad guys here, but right now they've been polite, courteous, and they're just trying to help. His team goes in and swims behind the drone that's actually shooting out seal blood. That's smart. While Spinny tracks the GPS of the sharks and their travel path, Sally the Great White is avoiding the area. Miya points it out. Sally is a friend. Emma and Shaw get armed as Richard tries to take it down. She actually gets the shot and jumps in to save him, and the shark's unconscious, but it also bit him.
Emma!
Richard actually has chainmail mesh, which protected him against the shark, and then he flirts with Emma, but she wants to see the shark. We also see Bahari is fishing, and his line gets stuck, so he dives in, and we get our first terrible CGI shot of a shark. 40 minutes in though, my compliments. Emma looks at the shark, and they have it sedated, and they're going to keep monitoring its vitals. But then this scene, but it's way too short. They find Bahari, well, a piece of him. So I guess Nandi doesn't have a reason to stay now. Spin explains to GPS and that Richard's story about them upriver attacking people was a lie, that it actually came from Helios, the research facility from the second movie. She calls Richard out on his ship, but then the sharks start attacking the boat. Lucas authorized a kill shot, but then Richard points a gun at the shark they do have, and its friends recognize it and back away. Rich comes clean and explains the plot to the first movie, and oh my, so Rich wants to study its brain because the 3 offspring were so attached to their mother that they come towards the frequency of the tracker that was inside of her. He wants to do that to humans, make them feel and care, maybe even about the environment. Well, I guess there had to be some batshit crazy thing in this one. I missed the first movie. Well, he makes an enemy while he keeps hurting the shark.
This is torture.
No, Emma. This is progress.
Turn it off. I swear to fucking God, you better turn that off. Fucking turn it off, Richard!
He still argues that they need to be stopped or it's the end of the ocean. And Lucas, well, he's the company man through and through. Lucas's team goes back into the water and Spin follows them with the drone as they're setting up a mine. Emma goes into the water and realizes that her satellite line was cut. I like that she refers to herself as Dr. Collins. Shaw points out what the mine's gonna do, the destructive power and force that it could cause. And Lucas reveals that they'll do anything to cover this up.
Not everyone gets to be a shark.
No!
Shit. Go.
I guess it's full-on murder the civilians time. I mean, he really seems to have really shitty aim for a merc. Shaw goes to help Spin and Miya as Emma goes to dive in and get the mine as these losers just watch and send a henchman. Richard makes a solid moral choice when Lucas tries to appeal to him.
I would rather die with her than live like you.
Okay, I guess you had to put that in there to get a true B-movie stamp. I could have done without it. You guys were doing so good. Spin jumps in the water to make sure it's safe for Miya, and Lucas transports off the boat and is now suddenly fighting Shaw. I wish they would have structured this scene better. Spin confesses his feelings for Miya. They're cute. I hope they don't do the obvious thing and...
That was close.
Oh well. Lucas has Shaw beat, but decides to get his man to finish the job. But Shaw's still got one move left in his arsenal. Miya has the building collapse on her as 2 sharks are swimming circles around her, and then they swim out, and there's a trail of blood. Is she dead? I doubt it, but who knows. Emma's fighting a henchman underwater, and no way is there any force behind that gut punch. And Sally actually comes by to protect her, which I really liked. I wish they did a little bit more with that. And then the sharks show up. Emma's swimming back with the mine, which she should go attached to the ship, and she calls for Shaw for some help, and he decides to take the headless guy and just bleed him out into the water. I think she's going with my plan. She thanks Shaw and then hangs up on him, which I don't think the technology allows for that. And then Lucas decides to arm the mine, which blows up his boat. Well, puts a hole in it. The boat went down fast. I would have put a hostage on there so you could have a panic escape or something. Well, the 3 sharks escape, and we still got 20 minutes, so what do you got for me, Emma? I know Lucas probably isn't dead. She convinces her 2 friends to help her as she's got Bella's tracker, which will attract the sharks. Also, they don't even look for their friends. They just assume that they're dead. Shark Team 3 arrives, but their bait gets stuck in the netting, so Shaw jumps in. Good plan. I mean, now how's he going to get back with the sharks circling him? But he does have a plan. He's got 2 explosive rounds and great timing, as you know, a non-genetically altered bull shark could swim up to 11.8 miles per hour. And oh look, a horribly sunburnt Lucas shows up to do battle with Emma. He could have killed her easily, but he complains that it's too easy. With a little distraction from Nandi, Emma manages to get a good stab in.
Where you go? You're not going anywhere. Where you go?
Emma staggers and sees there's only one shark left, so she devises a plan and jumps in the water. That's not a good plan. These sharks are faster than you. You could have walked along the surface before jumping in the water closer to your objective. She goes into the trash can, the water trash can. She can't get through the side door and pushes the comeback button to crush the shark, but its thrashing starts to pull the trash can further into the water, so she's not going to have much air to breathe. But we do get this shot and this fight scene. And a unique shark kill. Is it easier to wash off when you're already in water? Nandi helps her and they sail away. I was hoping for a bigger Sally save/sacrifice, but they do say goodbye to her and they come across a floating closet with Miya in there, who confirms they are not sharks.
You're not shark.
The end. I wonder if the Eugene Shaw character is a tribute to Robert Shaw from Jaws. I really would have liked to see a Lucas chasing Shaw scene throughout the sinking village. The village itself was really cool. I don't know how big it really was. They probably just a few buildings and did the rest CGI maybe. I don't know if you had the full set. You should have used the full set because that would have been neat. Would have been cool to see. Maybe a little bit more R in your ratings. If you're doing straight to DVD, a cult following is always your best bet for best sales. And the CGI on the bull sharks was probably the weakest. But I mean, the CGI on Sally was really good. I really like that. And I imagine I really want to see the behind the scenes on this, but I kind of watched it on Prime. But I want to know whether they were swimming with real sharks and fish and stuff because it looked legit. In the end, I think this really benefited from having a legit writer on this. I mean, Dirk Blattman's written Outlander, one of the Underworld sequels. I like his work. He seems to know what he's doing. And he took all the aspects from the last two movies and he worked them into the story here. Even like this shit that I didn't want to know about in the second movie because the second movie is not very good. He still worked that in here and kept it looking like it was a good movie. Also, I gotta say the leads were pretty good in this. Nathan Buzolic did a good job as Richard in this. I totally believe that he had a relationship with Emma. I just wish he didn't die the way he died. And I really like Tania Raymonde in this. I remember her from Lost, and man, has she ever grown up. She's a beautiful woman. Director John Pogue, I didn't really see much of his work before, but I do think a lot of his writing's been good because I've seen a lot of those movies. In straight-to-DVD movies, it's always beneficial to have the actors playing it straight, because if you can't get involved in the circumstances that's going around there, then you're not going to get involved in the film. And I did get involved in the film. I rather enjoyed this. I mean, it wasn't a perfect movie. Again, the CGI on those bull sharks was mostly shit, but the CGI on everything else was pretty nice. So if you haven't checked it out and you sat through the second one, you should watch this one to get the taste out of your mouth. I mean, that shark's not going to get the taste out of its mouth, but you can. So, check it out. I mean, it's on Prime. You could watch it for free. And if you don't have Prime, I mean, that's just silly. Why are you paying for all the deliveries? Well, as always, thanks for watching.